everyone, what's up? Welcome to the Planetary Pull for October the 15th. I'm your host H, and with me is
Billy.
What's going on tonight, man?
I mean, a lot of stuff actually. Like those
books.
Yeah, we got a lot of books. It's going to be a busy couple of days. We got a lot of books, a lot of TV, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, period.
A lot of stuff.
Unfortunately, I didn't make it to New York Comic Con this year, but I heard a lot of news come out.
And from everything that I'm hearing about the people that did make it, I hate them. Like, I really do, because it was just nothing but awesome.
Yeah.
They got to see an Age of Ultron trailer.
You know what? I'm going to stop the camera and I'm going to go and beat Peter because Peter didn't tell me any of this. Thank you!
Like, he said he got to see a full trailer. Yeah. Okay.
But we're not going to talk about that.
Alright, yeah.
I'm just going to get over it. Just let it go. Speaking of letting things go, you know, as I was saying to you before we started, I'm debating about whether or not I'm going to stay with The Walking Dead, the series. And I mean, it has its moments, and Sunday was no different. And I feel like this Sunday's episode, it started off hot. It was really good, because you haven't seen it yet. I don't want to spoil it for you, but
I'm not going to see it for a while.
Okay, well, I really want to spoil it for you. But you know, a lot of people know that the way the episode ended last season, it left on a really big cliffhanger with Rick and his crew locked up and cannibals, and the only person that was there to save them was Carol. And for those that watched, you know, we saw people really step up, and it was just a lot of stuff going on, and I was excited by it. I thought it was a really good start. Now, whether or not it will keep that pace, especially introducing us to some old characters and possibly giving us some new characters, remains to be seen. But I feel like this, with shows like this, they're great, but you know, eventually, sometimes you might just want to say, okay, I got everything that I needed. It's safe for me to step off now.
That's what I pretty much did with the Walking Dead comics a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of letting go, it's official. I've let go of Gotham.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Didn't even watch Monday's episode.
I did, but I honestly really could barely tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So
like, I heard there was a nice cat fight in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, but no, not enough.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Bye, Gotham, you. Yeah, and this is off the heels of it getting a full season pickup.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not going to say, like, I'm not going to, you know, never say never, because I let go of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last year, and I came back for that.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this. I mean, eventually there's going to be a point where if you do decide to jump back on the bandwagon, you're going to have everything that you need to probably just sit and binge watch it. But I know for me right now, I'm one more episode. I'm literally one more episode. But speaking of, you know, episodes, of course, last week we got the start of Arrow, which I thought was a good premiere. And I mean, even for me not having watched the entirety of season 2, which I'm still working towards, you know, I was able to pick up what was going on.
Yeah, it was fair enough.
And with the opening of the Flash, what did you think
of
the Flash?
No, like, Flash, it was everything that I could hope it could be. It was just great. It was fun. It had cool effects. It was it was just a great time all around. Yeah. And that ending.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
You know, that newspaper though.
How about that newspaper? But you know, the one thing I did like with both shows was how they more or less tied into each other.
Oh yeah, that was good.
The episodes, like with Arrow, you had that, you know, what happened at the end, and then with the Flash kind of picked up, and just kind of rolled with it. So
you know what, I like that. I like you know what, this reminds me back in the day, like, I didn't have this till, it's been a while, like, I haven't had an experience like this since Buffy and Angel were on. You know, where you have the possibility of those, you know, continuing stories, where it starts on one show, ends in another one. Yeah. Like, you know,
it gives you a reason to watch both.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we had one of those shows.
Yeah, yeah. And that reminds me, you know, I forgot to tell you too, you know, with all the supernatural stuff that's coming out, I did get a chance to go see Dracula Untold.
Oh, how was that?
You know what? It wasn't the train wreck that people made it out to be. I mean, it's good, not great.
It seems like one of those movies where if you go in knowing what to expect,
Well, that's just it. I kind of didn't because the main thing that stayed on my mind was like, well, how bad can they butcher this movie? And actually, I don't think they did a bad job. And then we got to remember the director, whose name escapes me right now. This is his first full-length movie.
Oh, wow.
And what I liked about it was he got to the point and stuck with it for 90 minutes. I mean, granted, yeah, there was some plot holes. There was some black nose plot holes big enough to drive a stake through, but it was cool that, okay, we're going to do this scene, we're going to talk, then we're going to have our action, then we're going to talk some more, and we're going to tell our story and have you out in 90 minutes. We're not going to bog you down in 3.5 hours worth of blah, blah, blah. So,
okay.
I thought it was good, and the problem is, honestly, I think because this was like a first effort, and because a lot of people might not be cool with how the story is told, it's something that might not pick up until it hits like Blu-ray or Netflix or something like that.
Yeah, my thing is, I don't plan on going to the theaters for quite some time.
Yeah.
Like, like I like having. It's been a while since I had a nice movie night to myself, so I'm just gonna wait for a bunch of stuff to come on Blu-ray. Like, I never.
Your chance is coming soon.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I haven't seen The Equalizer because I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to that on DVD, Blu-ray. Like, yeah, when I say DVD, I mean Blu-ray, because,
yeah,
we're in the future.
You're old-fashioned right now.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I'll wait for it to come out on Betamax, VHS.
We're going to get your book, man. We're going to talk, no.
But no, Equalizer, Gone Girl, I heard good things about that.
Too. Yeah, it's a couple of
and now Dracula Untold, and, so, yeah.
So I'll ask you again come January or something like that.
Yeah.
So let's get into our books. I'm going to start off with Batman and Robin Hellbound. Yes, by Peter Tomasi and Frank Gleason doing the art.
I have not been following DC that strongly. So Robin's back?
No.
But it's finally Batman and Robin again. It's not Batman and Two-Face. It's not Batman and whoever.
Let's just say with the way things got left off a while ago, Batman probably got one of the strongest bat suits he could find and decides to go to Apocalypse to go search for his son because...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Robin's on Apocalypse?
Yeah. He's still dead, though. If it makes you feel better.
Okay, so he's dead and all... Wow, talk about being in a bad way. It's like I'm dead and I'm in Apocalypse.
Yeah. And he's going after his son.
Wait, alright, can I ask a couple of questions then? Alright. Why is Robin on Apocalypse? And why doesn't Batman ask Superman for help?
Okay. Let me see if I remember. Because apparently there's something specific about Robin's body. Oh yeah, Robin Omega. Thank you, John. This is what I'm going to do because I'll get bogged down trying to explain all this. But you need to read this. That will answer all the questions that you need to know about why Robin is wearing. Don't read it now. Doing stuff.
You go.
Look, read on your own time. Put it away, cause stuff.
Okay. So you need to read this.
And if I remember correctly, another part of the reason why he didn't ask Superman because at the same time this is going on, Doomsday is going on, so Superman wasn't available.
Oh, he was busy. Okay.
Right. So anyway, this particular book, Batman's already there, and then the rest of the Bat crew, including Red Hood, Robin, and Batgirl, decide to go after him. But
wait, Batgirl's there too?
Yes.
She's not too busy taking pictures
in front
of me.
God, no. It's
She's
not
taking selfies in front of mirrors.
That has not blended over today.
Oh, okay.
You're interrupting me. Stop interrupting me, man. I hate when you do that. Anyway, their key to getting there is a certain Justice Leaguer who has the ends to everything. We're not going to spoil that part. But suffice to say, they find their way there, and things are really starting to happen. And this right now is going to be the catalyst for what's going on in Justice League once Darkseid and he gets the rest of Apocalypse to invade the Earth. So if you need to know what's going on with all that, that's happening.
All right.
Here. What's your book, man?
Okay. It's been a while since I actually got into this, but this issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, Bendis, same team as always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
is Peter Parker back alive in this book?
Short answer, yeah.
I'm just being smart.
No, the short answer is...
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Oh, crap. Okay, go ahead.
Like,
I'm sorry. I was just joking.
No, Peter Parker is back, and there was like a delightful scene where, Miles is like, saying like, "Are you sure you're alive?" And MJ's like, "Of course he's alive. Look at him. He's right there." And he just answers back, "Stop treating me like I'm the crazy one. He was dead. I'm not asking crazy questions." But no, Peter Parker is back, but, but it's written in a way where he is still Miles Morales is still the focus of the story. And I'm okay with it. It's not like Peter Parker is back, but he's not swooping in or taking over. Far from that. And it's like a great, yes, look at that. That's just a great scene.
Okay.
So,
But see, I still have a lot of questions on Peter Parker's return. Which I won't ask.
No, they don't answer all of it, but they answer enough to let you know that it is Peter Parker and probably not a clone.
See, the only problem I have with this is I thought that was the whole purpose of the Ultimate Universe, was to never go back and bring people back from the dead. So I have...
Okay, you know what? Alright, let's talk about the Ultimate Universe. As far as in my opinion, the Ultimate Universe experiment was kind of a failure. I mean, no, we got Ultimate Spider-Man, and that was great, but come on, like, have you seen the state of the Ultimates and Ultimate X-Men? It's pretty much crappy. Like, this is the only decent book that,
it's one of the only books now besides that.
Yeah.
Ultimates.
Exactly. There's a reason why all the Ultimate books keep failing. There's a reason why there's still no Ultimate Daredevil or Elektra or any of them. Yeah. So yeah, we got Ultimate Spider-Man. It's a great book. It's always been the best Ultimate book. And eventually it will probably be the only Ultimate book.
No, just kidding. It's over 616. Anyway, next up is Deadpool Art of War, written by Peter David and Scott Koblish. And I'll be honest, with Deadpool, I could take him in spurts. He's kind of like hit or miss for me, and I think a lot of it really depends on the writer. It's not one of those books for years I've been like, okay, I got to have the entire run. I'll get a few, I read it, I get what I get out of it, and step off. And this, I'm not sure how many issues this is supposed to be, because it really doesn't say, and then it still has continuation. But what I liked about this was, very strong art by Koblish, but the story was even better with Deadpool getting his hands on the Art of War, yay. And then trying to monetize it, yay. But then being told, it's been done already, dude. Well, how can I go about a different way of monetizing it? Well, things got to happen. Like what? Does the world have to be at war? Because that's what I want to write it for. And he's being told, sure, but the world's not at war. So, basically, Deadpool's idea is to try to find a way of bringing the world to war, and he cons Loki into doing it.
Oh.
So, this was a pleasant surprise this week when you're trying to stay away from this madness and everything. Yeah, Sixes, X's, and Death of Wolverine. When you're trying to stay away from all that madness, you still got, hopefully I got this right up, got this to play around with, kind of take your mind off all that. So, with that being said,
all right, let's do it. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about some crossovers.
You want to talk about the crossovers first, or we going to talk about the main book? I think we should talk about the main book.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Finally showed up on time, not 2 weeks late. Charles Soule and Steve McNiven's Death of Wolverine #4 is finally over.
Spoiler alert: Wolverine dies.
Well, hold on, Kendall, come on over. Definitely, the way this ended is one of those things where your miles may vary. It's not all because we gotta get Kendall room. And as soon as he gets over, we're actually gonna let him take it first.
Yeah. Tell us about Death of Wolverine.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. It's a like I was explaining earlier, it's kind of a full circle sort of situation with the story's focus being pretty interesting by the end. I felt the first few issues weren't quite as clear what was going on, but I felt the last issue, it reminded me a lot of Old Man Logan in tone, which I like a lot, and had art, some really great art by Steve McNiven. But I don't know, Wolverine, or Death Wolverine, it was pretty simple. Like, honestly, they could have done 2 issues and had the story wrap up pretty cleanly, but this last issue,
like half as many books they sold.
Yeah, yeah.
They could have did it on time.
But no, the final issue was, I don't know, it was super simple, and it was all about Wolverine, and, you know, if you read it, you'll understand how it wasn't about more than just that. Like, it's
Right.
not some big epic, like, someone from Wolverine's past from, you know, 100 years ago. It has nothing to do with that. It's really all about, like, who Wolverine is and how he became who he is, and then he dies. That's kind of it.
But I think what happens, depending on how people look at it, they may not be happy with the payoff,
Well,
because
here's
you know
a
a lot of people were expecting a lot more.
Well, that's the thing. When you think about a character like Wolverine who has died or almost died so many times before, I don't really think it's about overcoming that. I think it's about simply like creating something that is somewhat memorable and lasting. Because based on what happens in the book, it's something that can't be undone for, you know, any real measurable amount of time. And it's, yeah, a lot of, I mean, I can see how people think it's silly, but I don't know.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Like,
it's super kind of symbolic.
I don't know. John
Yeah,
kind of said
it was
like
irony.
3 ways for it to be undone.
But and you know, without spoiling it too much, but there's a certain irony in how he dies as well.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question. How do you guys, like, since we read the first 3 issues by now, you know that he wasn't killed by Sabretooth or
Oh, sure,
Deathstrike.
just spoil it for everybody.
No, the first
Okay,
issue
well,
showed
yeah,
that,
yeah.
you know, like, that was, they kind of said that from the first issue going on, that it wasn't going to be one of, you know, the classic. Like, how do you feel since it wasn't that way that most people would assume?
I think it was better that it wasn't.
Like
I mean,
Sabretooth
yeah,
or one of his
You know,
classic
so many
enemies.
times it's been, you know,
It's been an
Wolverine
expected
versus,
death.
you know, Mystique or,
Yeah.
you know, Sabretooth or even someone like Magneto. Like, it's, you know, some showdown that makes sense. But this kind of made even more sense if you consider the real beginnings of Wolverine's character.
Right. In a sense, the way he dies is poetic, if nothing else. But it just, as always, it just leaves open the huge possibility of his eventual return.
Yeah.
That's just it. Because I mean, yeah, you know, we live in a world nowadays where, you know, nobody truly dies. Everything is left wide open to chance.
And Marvel won't let their most popular character.
He'll be around for the next movie.
Yeah.
By the time the next movie comes out, you know, they would have found a way to undo what was done, and boom, healing factor's back. Yay! So, all right. So that was Death of Wolverine. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna move into some of the tie-ins. You go first with yours, please.
Okay. I actually like the tie-in, Wolverine and the X-Men. It was more of a tribute, you know, issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say who wrote it because just it was a bunch of
A whole lot of people worked
yeah.
on it. Yeah.
So, you know, but I liked it pretty much. The framing device is, you know, somebody's trying to write a book about Wolverine and they're just asking everybody's opinion on them. And everybody's just, you know, it's like a little grieving thing. They're just sharing their favorite stories of Wolverine. And, you know, it was sweet. And it was funny at times. You know, there was like a panel that showed Wolverine on his first day of class. He just write, "I'm the best there is at what I do," behind him. And, you know.
Here's my question, though, because I didn't ask you this earlier, but is this the last issue that we know of? Did this end, or will there be more books and somebody else will be picking up the role? How, you know?
I mean, just because Wolverine's dead, well, because Wolverine and the X-Men takes place in the Jean Grey school of, you know. Yeah, so it's not like the school is destroyed, so.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. You know, the title character's gone, so You know, is there gonna be someone taking over and it'll be a new person taking over, or I mean, kind of like how they did Batman and whoever is gonna be whoever has the X-Men.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, or well, let's just get this open to another.
Well,
another
it's not
X-Men
the last
title.
issue because it says to be continued.
Okay, fair enough.
So
All right. And now we're up to issue number 4 of Storm, written by Greg Pak and the art's done by Victor Ibanez. And also another tribute issue. And this one, I kind of feel like your miles may vary on how you like this issue, because this goes through the grieving process that Storm has over Wolverine. And I don't know, I feel some kind of way about this right now, because I still kind of thought that within the last couple of months, the whole relationship that Storm and Wolverine had just felt like it's been shoehorned back in. Whereas, okay, you look at Storm and other characters she's had relationships with, and
all right, just a quick question: when you say what is relationship between Storm?
They were lovers. Point blank.
Okay, this is going to show how far off I am about this. So she's no longer married to Black Panther?
No, that ended about a year and a half ago.
And
that's exactly why.
Okay.
I'm kind of some way over that. I was like, okay, it's like, okay, I must have missed the memo, but like, when did her and Wolverine decide to get back together again, and why did it feel like it was so forced, and why did it feel like all of a sudden you had to have these two together again, only for him to die anyway?
Well, I kind of feel the same way when Robin died, because like they were introducing, like when Robin got killed off, it was out of nowhere. Like he just joined the Teen Titans, he just started a relationship with the Huntress, and then bam, he's dead.
I don't think it's quite the same. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I just kind of felt like with Robin, I mean, everything was kind of more or less being telegraphed sort of the same way as this was. But I just feel like the relationship that Wolverine and Storm had, all of a sudden it just boom out of nowhere. That's just
like the original relationship between them, or the rekindling.
Yeah. Right. It's like they were on and off and on.
Because I don't even remember. I barely remember the original relationship.
She was a baby.
Well, the only thing I remember of the original relationship was this issue of the X-Men cartoon series on Fox back in the day, and a alternate timeline where Wolverine and Storm were together, but then they fixed it and they weren't together anymore. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah. So it's just, I don't feel like it was bad, but like I said, depending on how your mileage is based on their relationship, I'm not sure if I feel like it was a positive thing that Marvel had those two So, but that's just me. But I mean, I thought it was a good issue.
I mean,
and also,
I never really liked the idea of her and Black Panther together.
Why not?
Because it's like, hey, let's just take two black characters together.
Lord.
It's like, what? Black Panther's from Africa? Well, Storm's from Africa? Yo, they should totally be an item. It's like, come on.
Reggie Hudson put the story together, but that's just me. Anyway, still a good book. If you want to get into this, a couple of other characters from Logan's past also come in.
So I think you were a fan of Reggie work on Black Panther.
Fair to middling.
Okay.
Some of it
Did
was
you like
okay.
that Black Panther cartoon that was on BET way back when?
Shouldn't have been on television, but that's a whole other story we'll discuss off camera. Meantime, these are the books that we reviewed this week. I want to thank everyone for supporting.
Oh, can we talk about all the crossovers that are coming?
No, because
there's so many.
There are a lot of crossovers, and we want to wrap this up. So, again, as I was saying, I want to thank all the support that we've gotten from everyone that's been watching. If you want to follow Big Planet, check them out, BigPlanetComics.com. Follow us at PopCultureUncovered.com. Twitter, Instagram, whatever's out there, make sure you follow it. We'll see you guys next week, and hopefully soon we'll have some Constantine talk.
Oh, when is that coming out?
2 more weeks.
All right, 2 more weeks.
All right.
Hopefully that's when we get done.
All right. Thank you. We're out.
So yeah, I saw the